Indian Wells Tennis Venue in Palm Springs, California, home of the BNP tennis tournament that happens every spring. This video is a quick overview of the entire venue so that when you go to the tournament, you have a good idea as to what is there and where to start. This is a picture of the venue in the evening time. I will be showing you around with a daytime photo. This is the stadium during the day. It has some locations marked, and I will run through the basics, and hopefully this will help you out when you get there. There are three entries. There's a north entry, the east main entry, and a south entry. The north and the south entry are coming off of big grass parking areas on the north side of the venue, obviously, and the south side. The entrances on all of the entrances of the stadium are fast, professional, and there's no need to worry about which line is bigger or not. The main entrance is where shuttles and buses tend to come in. They drop you off at the entrance, and in the evening they line up and pick you up right here. But this is the shuttle and bus part of the venue if you're staying at a hotel off or away from the grounds. There's different places and ways to get to the stadium. If you stay within a couple blocks, either at a VRBO or a hotel, you can walk. Walking is a great way to get to the venue. If you're close by, you can go back and forth to your house or your hotel and take a break or get ready for the evening session. Staying at a hotel away from the grounds that has a shuttle bus is another great way to come and go from the venue. Our new way to get to the venue is we stay about 5 to 10 minutes away from the venue. We have e-bikes delivered to the hotel before we arrive, and we will ride e-bikes back and forth to the venue. It allows us to go back and forth to our place of stay any time of the day within 5 minutes of being there and back. We have no traffic on the e-bikes to deal with. We have no crowds to deal with. It's a great way to get to and from the venue from your hotel, so it is something to be considered. When you walk in the main entrance, you're going to come to the center of the entire venue. We call it the heart of the venue. You'll have a lot of sponsors there. You'll have a big bar in the center. Usually it's a champagne bar. You will have all the other sponsors in this area promoting their goods. The two big tents are bars in the center and seating underneath for food. The two treed areas are all picnic tables and grass seating. And the food court is all lined up along the side here, as well as next to the stadiums. They have food as well lined up in those places. All different types of food, everything from Chinese, Indian, American, vegetarian, vegan, everything you can find they have there. When you walk in, if you want to start down here, we walk to the practice courts 1 and 2. On the back of each practice court, it tells you who is warming up. It tells you who's going to be warming up. And the stands are small, very good seating, and people are constantly coming and going, so it's worth taking a look at. There is a bridge that crosses over the top here to the warm-up area. This is where players come with their trainers, with their friends, with their brothers, with their sisters. They basically go over there, stretch, warm up, do some training, ride bicycles, lift some weights, play soccer, throw a football around, everything that they do just to keep themselves active and warm their body up. After all the tennis players practice on all their courts, they all come through the heart of the warm-up area. If they're in a good mood, they will walk right over to these blue dots. And this shaded area here is fenced off right across, and that is where they will sign autographs for the adults and for the kids. So in the morning or any time of the day that you see someone out on the practice area that you like and you want their autograph, I would come over to this area before they're done and wait. And you should have a good chance of getting their autograph. They are constantly coming all day long. Their food area is here in the black roof, and so they will tend to come back and forth and practice and back and forth. You have Stadium 4, Stadium 5, Stadium 6. This is a medium stadium. Stadium 3 is a little bigger, and obviously Stadium 2 is the second biggest, and then you have center court. Stadium 3 is, to me, a warm stadium. It's all bleacher seating. It's big. A lot of people can fit in there. It's all bleacher metal seating. There's not much wind in this area of the venue, and it tends to get very hot, but it does have some terrific matches played there. Stadium 4 is a little bit more intimate. The two ends are big bleacher seating, and the two sides are medium. You do have good players on this court as well. You have good players on every court. It's just a matter of the time of day and what kind of draws are happening. The two smaller courts, 5 and 6, tend to be a little bit more intimate. They have plastic seating 2 or 3 rows on one side. The other side of the seating in these venues are for people who have group passes or package deals or other kinds of passes besides just general admission. If you want to sit on any of these courts, including 7, 8, and 9, to watch one of your players, you want to see when your players are going to play, and you probably want to try to grab your seat a match or even 2 matches before they play. That allows you to stand and get some seats up high, stand around and wait for people to get up in the close seating, and then get down to those good seats after people leave. You will not or will rarely get to the good seats with a good player immediately when they're coming out, so you do want to plan in advance. Stadium 6 is one that we really like. Stadium 7 is one that we really like. Stadium 9, 8, and 7 have seating on, we call it the inside, that we prefer not to be in. We go under the bridge to the outside, and we try to sit in this row of plastic seats. These courts really make you feel as though you're right there in the action. If you're front row in those plastic seats, you can literally put your feet right on the court. If you're ever wanting to experience how these players react, talk to themselves, smash rackets, and how hard they hit the ball, these are the courts to be on, because it just feels as close as you possibly can get. Again, when you're taking a break, you can go around to this center area and find seats. These are great areas in the grass to sit around and eat. There's little tents of food and food all over the place. One area we like to sit is right here. We call it the lawn. It's in front of Stadium 1. I will show you a picture of that up close. This is the lawn area. All those white Adirondack chairs are lined up in this area. There are Jumbotron screens showing a majority of the matches happening around the venue. You can sit down and eat your lunch. You can sit down, relax, have a drink. You can sit under the treed areas and still see the Jumbotrons. It's a great place to just take a break and hang out for the day. From this angle, you get a better view. This is practice court 1 and 2, and you can see the little seating around it. You can see this bridge that goes across the top, and this is the warm-up area where the athletes warm up. That's a general overview of the venue. Hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully it gives you sort of an idea as to where to go and where everything is. I would first go in and walk the circle around the entire venue. It won't take more than 15-20 minutes to give you a perspective of where things are. There are scoreboards around the venue. There are boards that will tell you who's going to be playing or who's playing on what courts. By walking around and doing a loop of the venue ahead of time will allow you to get right to those courts when you see on the screen who's playing where. Take a look at my other videos for Stadium number 1 and Stadium number 2. They give you informative information on shaded seats, which are really crucial in Palm Springs. It gives you an idea of prices for different seating areas, and it gives you some ideas on different locations. Hopefully this helps you out. Have a great time in Indian Wells.